A widow lives alone with her only son, selling medicinal herbs in a small town in southern South Korea while conducting unlicensed acupuncture treatments to get some extra money. Her son Yoon Do-jun is intellectually disabled. In the past he had attacked people who mocked his intellectual disability. She is extremely protective of his son. She feeds him with her own hands and also sleeps on the same bed. However, she doesn't like his friend Jin-tae, who is a local thug. One day Do-jun is nearly hit by a car. He and Jin-tae trace the car, vandalize it and attacks the driver and passengers as revenge. Later both sides meets in the police station, where they come to an agreement that Jin-tae and Do-jun got in a physical fight with the car owners. So this balance out any injury that may have happened to Do-jun due to car hit. However, Do-jun and Jin-tae should pay for the damages they have done to the car. Jin-tae blames Do-jun for the damages, so Do-jun is sued. Now, his mother struggles with the burden of the debt. On his way home from a bar late at night that day, Do-jun sees a high school girl named Moon Young walking alone and follows her into an abandoned building. The next morning she is discovered hanging dead on the rooftop, shocking the town and pressuring the incompetent police to find the killer. Only circumstantial evidence places Do-jun near the scene of the crime. But the police arrest the boy anyway. He is tricked into signing the confession of murder and faces a long prison sentence. His mother, believing that his kid is innocent, hires a lawyer to prove that he is not the murderer. She takes the lawyer to the prison for a meeting with his son, where she asks him to try to remember the incidents happened on that night, and also asks him to rub his forehead, which in the past had helped him to regain memories. However, he doesn't remember anything from that night. But he remembers that he was not the one who vandalized the car, it was Jin-tae who did it. The lawyer she hired steps back from case as he realizes that his son is intellectually disabled. The community also unanimously blames Do-jun for the crime. The mother suspects that Jin-tae is the killer. So one day she breaks into Jin-tae's house and takes a golf club which she believes has blood on it. She turns it over to the police and Jin-tae is confronted about it. But it comes out that the blood is just smeared lipstick. Despite her accusation against him, Jin-tae agrees to help the mother solve the case, but for a fee. The mother then fires her lawyer and questions the people in town about Moon Young. They tell her she used to have sexual relationship with a lot of guys and now is in a relationship with a boy known as Jung Pal who had escaped a sanatorium. In the prison, Do-jun attacks another prisoner who calls him moron. On one of his mother's prison visit, Do-jun recalls a memory of her attempt to kill him and then herself when he was 5 years old by lacing their drinks with pesticide. She tries to apologize, saying she wanted to free them both from hardship and offers to give him acupuncture to forget his pain. But he tells her he never wants to see her again. The mother learns from a camera shop worker that Moon Young once visited her shop with her friend and she had frequent nosebleeds. Moon Young's friend is attacked by 2 young men who are looking for Moon Young's phone. But the mother rescues her with the help of a local restaurant employee. She pays Jin-tae to interrogate the men who claim that Moon Young accepted rice in exchange for sex and was nicknamed the Rice Cake Girl. They tell him that she used her phone to secretly take pictures of her partners, thus making it a potential tool for blackmailing. The mother then tracks down the phone, which was hidden at Moon Young's grandmother's house. One night, Do-jun remembers seeing a man in the building on the night of Moon Young's death. His mother then shows him photos from Moon Young's phone. He identifies an elderly man from one of the pictures on her phone, who comes out to be a junk collector from whom the mother once bought an umbrella. She goes to his home on the pretense of offering him charity medical services and asks him about what he saw that night. The junk collector ultimately reveals that Do-jun is the real killer. The junk collector had been in the abandoned building and watched the interchange between Do-jun and Moon Young. They have a short conversation about sex, during which she throws a large rock at him. When she calls him a moron, he throws the rock back in retaliation, which ultimately killed her. He then drags her to the rooftop in panic, thinking that if he puts her there, someone will see that she is hurt and will help her. The mother is horrified by the truth. When the junk collector learns that Do-jun will be released and the case will be reopened, he immediately picks up the phone to report Do-jun's crime to the police. The mother, fearing for her son, kills the collector with a wrench and sets fire to his house. Later, the police tell the mother that the real killer is Young Pal, who is being presumed guilty after Moon Young's blood was found on his shirt. The police assume it came from attempted rape. But only the mother knows that Yongpal's story that the blood is the result of Moon Young's nose bleeding during consensual sex is true. She feels guilty and visits Yongpal and cries for him, knowing he is going to jail for a crime he did not commit. The boy was all alone. He didn't have parents to look after him, and this makes her feel even more guilty. Do Jun is then freed from prison and Jin Tae comes to pick him up. They pass the junk collector's burned down house on the way, and there they stops to pick rubble. Later during dinner he tells to his mother that whoever dragged Moon Young up to the roof was probably trying to alert others so they could help her quickly. Next day, as his mother departs for a bus station to go on a trip, Do Jun returns her acupuncture kit which he found in the remains of the junk collector's house and tells her mother to be more careful. His mother tearfully leaves, shocked by this discovery. On the bus she sits in shock and then gives herself acupuncture to forget her pain and then dances with the other passengers. There are more Korean Hollywood and Bollywood movie stories on our channel. Do check out them.